Hello guys, Ryan from Husky Moving here, Arlington, Massachusetts. We are a full-service commercial and residential moving company. We do moving, we do disposal, handyman work, we do odd jobs around the house, artwork mounting, TV mounting, a lot of assembly work, a lot of disposal work, stuff like that. So what I want to talk to you guys about real quick, I'm going to jump right into it, is vetting your customers. The reason this comes up is because I got a message from a customer last week, and it just kind of reinforced something in my own mind. And I want to talk to you a little bit about it. When I was younger, I kind of always assumed that, if you want work, you got to go out and prove your worth to everyone and blah, blah, blah. And I still believe that to a certain extent, of course. But I get a text message from a guy that I've never met before, some random guy. And he said, it was very, like, what I would consider to be very, very abrupt. And he, out of the blue, like no introduction, no nothing, didn't explain how he got my number or anything, just sent me a text message. And he just rattled off like this whole house of stuff moved. ASAP, I need you to get me an estimate ASAP and we'll go from there. And I was like, wait, what? And it struck me very quickly. I was just like, I was like, I'm not even entertaining this gentleman. The way he went about doing it, it was almost like I owed him something, and I owed him an estimate as quickly as humanly possible so that he could figure out what he needed to do. And it really hit me. I had a very visceral reaction to it where I was like, fuck this guy. I don't owe this guy anything. Not only am I not going to get him an estimate in a timely fashion, I'm not going to deal with him. And I literally was just like, nah, I'm good. And I said something along the lines of, I first tried to get out of it by just going, I don't have the manpower to handle a job of the size right now, which is true. But the larger point is I didn't even want to entertain the job just because of the way he started off. It just, it's not the type of people I want to deal with. And I said, I don't have the manpower. And he goes, well, just do it yourself then. And it was all like larger furniture items. It just, again, was just demonstrating that this guy has no clue how this works. He said, well, just do it yourself then. And I immediately was just like, no, I'm okay, but thank you for the offer. Good luck. And that obviously didn't sit well with him because that wasn't what he was expecting. He was expecting me to jump through hoops to try to get his business, and then he was most likely going to play me against a couple other companies and try to get prices down and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm okay. Thank you anyway. Good luck. And the guy was like, wait, what? He literally was like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm okay, but thank you for the offer. Good luck with your job. And the guy's like, wait, you can't do this for me? And I was like, no, I'm okay. Thank you. And the guy came back like a couple more times, and I just gently told him every time. I said, no, I'm not interested in the job, but thank you. And then I still don't understand what the purpose of this was. He wound up sending me a text message the following night at 4 a.m, which just said literally, hey, and that's it. Which I thought was extremely strange, but if I'm being honest with you, I feel like it kind of, it goes to show you, like human nature. It almost felt like I was dealing with a girl or something. It was weird. Anyway, the reason I mention all this is because as you get older, you start a business, you have more and more success, you're going to start to realize that your mind is going to shift a little bit. And I want you guys to jump on this mind shift really early, as opposed to me who jumped on it a little bit later in life. For a bunch of different reasons I won't bore you with. But I want you guys to get in the idea that you're really out to vet your customers. The thought process amongst businesses oftentimes is we're trying to gain as much business as humanly possible. So we have to prove to everyone why we're the right person for that job, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think that that's inaccurate. I actually think that there's a lot of truth to that. But I want you guys to take away from is that customers have to vet themselves to you, maybe more so than you have to vet themselves to them for a bunch of different reasons. If you have an online presence, they can easily vet you. They can read unbiased reviews from, depending on how large your business is, possibly hundreds upon thousands of people, and vet you very quickly. I can't do that with customers. There's no way for me to see what kind of customer someone is going to be. There's no way for me to tell what someone's going to show up on time, do what they say they're going to do, pay on time, be honorable, be easy to deal with. These are not things I can look up and find out. These are things that you can look up about businesses and find out whether the reverse is true for the business that you want to hire. And so to a large degree, people will come oftentimes, and not everyone, of course. There are many people that come in very, very, very respectfully and come in a manner that I think is like completely normal to talk to someone. And those are the people I want going down the line and doing business with and have long-standing relationships with, hopefully. Those are the type of people I want to meet. But every once in a while, you get someone who comes in and feels like almost entitled, like you owe them something, even though you've never met this person before. And so that's kind of what I mean, is like, you don't need to deal with these people. You don't need to do a dog and pony show. You don't need to get them an estimate as quickly as they say that they require an estimate, or you don't need to go to their house if they ask you to go to their house. You can do whatever you want. If you don't want to deal with them, don't deal with them. It's really that simple. You don't owe these people anything. If anything, I would say in this time, more so than any time when I've ever been alive, and I've been in the moving business for, I think, 26 years off and on now, more so than any other time in my entire history of being in this business, the worker is the most valuable because there's the least amount of people that are willing to do it, and there's the most amount of work that needs to be done. So by default, you are very, very, very valuable. And people don't have to feel that way. They can feel like you're just, a cog in a machine or a slave or whatever. They can feel however they want. But the reality is there are millions upon billions of people that need movers, and there are a very small percentage of the population that is willing to get off their ass and actually be a mover or an assembly guy or a handyman guy. So those people by default are significantly more valuable than this one job, because for every one of these guys, there's, I don't know how many of these jobs, but there's a lot of them. And I know this because my phone is constantly going off with people trying to get me to do work. So I want you to vet customers. I want you to feel as if you are a prize. I want you to feel as if you're someone that the customer has to earn the right to have a relationship with you, just as you have to earn the right to have a relationship with them. And I think that's the key here, is it should be from both sides. Like any good relationship, it should be two people valuing what the other side brings to the table and acting accordingly, respectfully, being thankful and grateful for the opportunity on one side to have a really great worker come and do work for them, and on the other side being thankful for the opportunity to have a good customer that's easy to deal with, that pays on time, that's respectful of your effort, right? And so the goal is that you match up with those two people. But what I want you to do is actually like really vet these customers when they're calling in, vet their the way they talk to you, their tone of voice, their entitlement or lack thereof, the respect that they show for you and the potential job that you're going to do for them, whether they're willing to follow your rules and regulations of how you run your business, just as they expect you to follow their rules and regulations of how they want the job done, or they want their house cared for, or whatever the case may be. And that's really the key here, is it should be both sides, both parties should be vetting each other properly so that you guys both feel really comfortable and in a really, really happy work relationship, I'll call it. So just make sure you're doing that, guys. Make sure you're valuing yourself, and you're understanding that it's not a one-sided thing, meaning you don't need to go out into the world and prove yourself to everyone. You do need to prove yourself, but it's not one-sided. They need to prove themselves to you as well. And I would make an argument they need to do a much better job of proving themselves to you than you do to them, because they can vet you easily and you can't vet them easily. So it's on them to prove that they're going to be good people to work with, because they theoretically already know that you're going to be a good person to work with. All right, I'm going to shut up now, guys. Vet your customers. Be confident in yourself. Be willing to say no to people that don't deserve your effort. Again, that's another takeaway I want you to take away from this video, is if someone's not earning your effort, get the fuck out of there. Bounce. Peace. See ya. All right, guys. If you need to get a hold of me, info@huskymoving.com is the email address, and huskymoving.com is the website. Thank you very much for listening. As always, like and subscribe if you found this at all valuable.